Joining us today for the Employer Portal Quick Start training. Today we're going to be discussing the features and benefits of using the Employer Portal to service your pre-tax accounts. My name is Jamie Rains, the Marketing Manager here at BeneFLEX, and joining me today is our Employer Portal expert, Ashley Felix. Ashley is the Customer Service Manager here at BeneFLEX and is also certified in flexible spending compensation. For today's presentation, you're going to be in listen-only mode. If you have any questions, please feel free to type them in using the chat feature. We'll answer any questions at the end of our presentation. So just as a reminder, today we're going to be reviewing the BeneFLEX Employer Portal. This system can be used for FSA, HRA, and TMA plans. For clients who also have BeneFLEX administer their COBRA, they may want to update their participants' information in the online submission system. We've actually uploaded the PowerPoint for the online submission system in the handout section of the navigation pane. So if you have any additional questions regarding this system, please feel free to contact the BeneFLEX customer service team. All right, let's go ahead and get started. As you may know, the Employer Portal is a one-stop shop that helps you support your employees in the management of their pre-tax accounts. As we walk through the system, you may want to have a copy of the Employer Portal Quick Start Guide in front of you for reference. If you do not have a copy, it can be downloaded directly from our website at www.beneflexhr.com under the Employer section, or you can actually download this directly from the navigation pane in the GoToMeeting webinar as well. All right, so today in the Employer Portal training, we're going to discuss some of the features of the Employer Portal. We're going to review plan details and plan documents. We're going to talk about custom reports on demand. We're going to look at the summary of automated reports. We're going to look at quick access to company-specific forms. We're going to view real-time system features, and then we're going to discuss best practices to add, update, and enroll your employees. Now, just as a reminder, when working in our system, administrative rights are based on your user access level. Each role determines access rights not only to the administrative pages and operations, but it also determines rights to the underlying data in those applicable reports. Your access level is going to be determined by your employer and is actually going to be done so directly from the administrator access form that we have displayed to you right here. So if you have any questions about the administrator access form or how to fill that out, please let us know. All right, Ashley, why don't you take it away and walk us through the Employer Portal?
All right, thank you, Jamie. To access our Employer Portal, we are going to visit our homepage, www.beneflexhr.com. We're going to click on Employer and then Employer Login. To access our system, you will need a username and password. If you do not have the username and password and need additional assistance, please feel free to contact our customer service team at info@beneflexhr.com or call them at 314-909-6979. All right, once you're logged into the portal, everything you need to efficiently and effectively manage your account can be accessed directly from the homepage. On the homepage, you will notice your personalized welcome message, in addition to your company logo, recent login information, and recently created reports. If you click on the drop-down arrow next to your name, you will see additional information about your username and what employer account you're logged into. If you click on Login and User Settings, you will see your contact information and a description of your user access. All right, let's get back to the home page. Under the recently created reports, you will notice there is information pertaining to each specific report. The header of the report will indicate the specific report and the period for which it was created. The information below the header will specify when the report was created, the date of the report, for example, the detail or summary report, and then also the format of the report, for example, Excel or PDF. When you click on the link, a copy of the report will be available to view or download at the bottom of the screen. If you do not see the specific report you are looking for, you can click on the View All Reports link or click on the Reports tab at the top of the screen. If you continue scrolling down to the home screen, you will find our contact information in addition to a quick link with our email address. At the very bottom of the screen, you will have links to help you navigate to the different screens in the portal, in addition to recently reviewed reports and recently viewed employees. Once again, by clicking on the link, it will redirect you to the corresponding information. Next, let's review reports. On the report screen, you will see a list of reports you are scheduled to receive. The report details are laid out very similar to what we saw on the home screen. You will see a list of reports, the number of times that report has been created, last creation date of the report, and also a brief description of the report. Once again, you may click on the link and be redirected to the past reports. This is a great resource to review reports sent to you previously via email. In addition to accessing current reports, you also have access to run some of our reports on demand. You will notice next to the specified report, you will see a link that states Run New Report. When you click on this link, you will be able to customize certain details of the report. Let's take a look. As an example, we are going to create a new account balance detail report. The account balance detail report is a report you will receive on a monthly basis that can be used for the reconciliation of your employees' accounts. Some employers may find it beneficial to create their own report on demand using their medical insurance renewal date. In this example, we're going to run a report from the start of our plan year through the end of September, since this is when our medical insurance would renew. So we are going to choose September 30th, 2017. And next, we're going to select the plan and plan year for the report we would like to run. In this case, I'm going to choose the 2017 HRA. For the report detail level, I will have a few different options depending on the specific report I am pulling. Under the group by, you have the option to group by division if your company was set up this way in our system. And as you can see, if you were to choose to group by division, a new drop-down would display showing you the options available. In the example today, we are not going to group our report by division. Next, you will choose the report detail level. This will allow us to display the detail in the report or run a report without identifying details. The details will show the specific employees' names in the report. If you run the report as de-identifying, it will not show the employee's first and last names. It will only show their identifier that is automatically generated in the system. Our recommended best practice is to include the cash balance on your report. The cash balance will show the available balance minus any pending transactions for each participant in the plan. This is valued information when reviewing specific details of the report. For example, for dependent care, the true balance is the cash balance. It is also valuable when reviewing terminated employee to determine if they are over or underspent in your plan. All right, next you will want to choose which plans you would like included in the report. For this particular report, we could select all or a specified benefit. In this example, we're going to select the deductible HRA. And finally, you can select if you would like an email notification when the report is ready to be reviewed. I always like selecting this option because the reports are automatically generated and it may take a few minutes for it to be created. With this option, once the report is created, I will receive an email notifying me of the report in addition to a link in the email to access the report, or I can access the report in the portal. For this demonstration, I'm going to access the report directly from the portal. To access your report, click on the link and then view your most recently created reports. You will see the time and date the report was created, who created the report, and you also have the option to view or delete the report. As you can see, this report is still being processed and therefore unable to view, but no worries, we're going to get an email reminder once the report is available. Next, we are going to move on to the Employee tab. In the Employee section, you will have the option to view all employees, add an employee, search for a specific employee, or review your most recently viewed employees. To get started, we are going to view all employees. This screen is going to display all of your employees in the system and their employee number, which is automatically generated and displayed in reports, and also their status, for example, active or terminated. The employee number is automatically generated in our system to keep us from utilizing and displaying an employee's Social Security number in our system and in our reports. This number also allows us to send you reports without having to encrypt the information. Compliance is key here at BeneFLEX. Therefore, it is important to note that all of our reports are generated without a Social Security number to ensure your employee's personal information is secure. You can easily sort this information by clicking the applicable header. When you click on the employee, you will be able to see the employee's profile information, which will include their name, username, last 4 digits of their Social Security number, gender, marital status, address and country, phone number, and email address. From here, you will also be able to see the employee status in the system. This would include their status effective date, the employee number, employer-employee ID, the hire date, payroll frequency effective date, and hours worked per week. Now let's review a few helpful tips relating to this section. First off, please note that only fields containing an asterisk are required. However, by adding additional information, you are making this a more resourceful system for you to use. Also, the employer-employee ID is a customer-specific option that would be designed during the setup of your plan. And when entering the employee's hire date into the system, the date should match the employee's actual hire date, even if this date is in the past. For example, your company has a 90-day waiting period prior to becoming eligible for benefits. In this case, you would not add 90 days to the hire date. You would simply enter the employee's actual hire date into the system. For the payroll frequency effective date, we suggest you enter the employee's hire date, not the employee's first payroll deduction date. If you need to update any of this information, just scroll to the top of the screen and click on Update Profile. Update the appropriate information and then scroll to the bottom of the screen and click on Update Employee. Once saved, you will receive a notification at the top of the screen indicating that the employee's information has been successfully updated. From the top of the profile screen, you will see and be able to access and update the employee's dependents, account summary, enrollments, contributions, claims, payment, and status. Let's take some time to briefly review each of these sections. From the Dependents tab, you can review, add, or edit an employee's dependents. To add a dependent, simply click on the link to add a dependent. Keep in mind you will need specific information when adding dependents to the employee's account, including their date of birth and Social Security number. If you click on the drop-down arrow next to the dependent, you can review the current dependent information. If you want to update the dependent information, simply click on Update Dependent. Let's move on to the Account Summary tab. Perfect. On the Account Summary tab, you will see a real-time summary of the employee's current and previous plans. You will be able to see specific plan details such as the eligible amount, the employee's submitted claims, their plan year balance, the available balance, and the cash balance. You can also easily sort this information by clicking the applicable header, which is one of my favorite new features. You can also hover over the question mark bubble to review additional plan details. By clicking on the plan name, you will receive additional details regarding the plan rules, such as the final service date, the final filing date, current status, the status effective date, if the Bene card is available for transactions, and a brief claims history. And moving on to the Enrollments tab. Now the Enrollments tab is where you can add or update an employee's enrollment. On this tab, you will see the employee's current enrollment or inactive enrollments. In addition to their previous plan information, you'll find the account name, effective date of the plan, the annual election, employer and employee contributions, the payroll deductions, and an actions. By clicking on the update link next to the plan, you can then update an employee's specific enrollment. From here, you can choose to correct an existing enrollment, which is used when making a mid-year change, or you can add an enrollment to an existing election due to a qualifying event, which is used to make any correction to the original enrollment. For this example, we are going to update an employee's election amount due to a change in status. Therefore, we're going to click on Correct an Existing Enrollment due to a qualifying event. Once you've advanced to the next screen, you would be prompted to enter the effective date of the change and then update election amount. Scroll to the bottom and click Submit, and you'll again see that green banner at the top that confirms that you've made an update to the account. Now, let's review the employee's contributions. Once you're redirected to the Contribution tab, you can filter your view based on the information you are looking for. Please keep in mind contributions posted in our system are for reporting purposes only. Therefore, it is important to notify BeneFLEX of any changes so we can make sure you are receiving up-to-date account balance detail reports. If you click on the Export button at the top right hand of the screen, you can download the detailed information and share this information with your employees if needed. We can move on to the Claims tab. Now, under the Claims tab, you will see claim information for your specific employee. On this tab, you will also be able to see the date of service, the claim amount and a brief detail regarding the claim, the account for which the claim was submitted, and the current claim status. And under the Payment section, this section will list all the disbursement histories for your employee. Under this section, you will be able to view the date of the transaction, the method of payment, the status, and the amount of the payment. If you click on the amount, you can review detailed information regarding the payment breakdown and the account in which the payment was applied. Although this information is at your fingertips as the HR, it's also easily accessible for each of your employees via the employee portal and the mobile app. And let's review the Status tab. The Status tab will be used when an employee is no longer eligible for benefits. When you originally click on the tab, you will see the employee's current status, status effective date, and any additional detail related to the status. To update the employee's status, click on Add New Status. Now you will be prompted to answer additional details regarding the employee's new status. Is the employee terminated, on leave of absence, or on COBRA? Our recommended best practice is to use the terminated status to identify an employee's loss of eligibility. Next, you'll enter the effective date of the status change, which is always the date after the qualifying event date, and then enter the last payroll deduction date. Scroll to the bottom and click Add Status. Once the status has been updated, you will receive one of those green notifications informing you that your new status was successfully added. And then you can also see on the screen, once the status has been added, you now have the ability to update or remove this particular status. All right, and next we're going to move on to the plan information. Currently, employer plan information can be located directly in the portal. Simply click on the Plans tab. From the Plan tab, you can view the current and prior year plan information. On this page, there will be a brief description of the plan in addition to the dates of the plan year. If you click on the plan, you will be redirected to the plan details. On the plan details screen, you will have quick access to your summary plan description and additional details regarding the plan. And moving forward to our Resources section, here under Resources, you have access to electronic forms to help keep the clutter off your desk. The Resources section contains links to important forms pertaining to your specific plan. This can be easily accessed directly from the portal. Depending on your plan, some items may include claim forms or a change in status form. But don't worry, if you are looking for a more general form, this information can be downloaded directly from our website at www.beneflexhr.com. And finally, let's move on to the links section of the employer portal. In this section, you will have access to links that will redirect you to possibly helpful websites. As you may notice, it includes Employers Council of the Flexible Compensation, or ECFC, and Healthcare Trends Institute. This will wrap up our training session today for the employer portal. If you have any questions, please submit them via the chat feature, and we will try and answer as many questions as possible in the time remaining. After our training session, feel free to contact us with any additional questions that may arise while working in the portal.
All right, we'll give you guys a few minutes to type those questions in for us.
All right, and we have a question asking hire date. What if it's part-time to full-time? Which dates? And that is a great question. When someone is moving from part-time to full-time, that does qualify them to sign up for the benefit. Really, you want to go with that original hire date, so the actual date that they were hired in the company and not necessarily the date that they switched from part-time to full-time.
All right, Ashley, we have another question, and it is, what reports can I run on demand?
Well, you have access to our account balance detail report. You can also run the BeneCard report from the on-demand option, and you can also run your own enrollment report on that on-demand option as well.
Okay. And it looks like another question that we have is, how can I get a copy of the administrator access form?
Now, if you would like to update your admin or the HR person that needs administrative rights, I would suggest sending an email to info@beneflexhr.com, just indicating that you need to change that information so that we can supply you with the correct form and the right place to get it back to us at.
All right, another question that we received is, why do you suggest using the termination option, not leave of absence or COBRA?
Well, I make that suggestion because no matter what the qualifying event is, when you terminate someone, it's going to close their benefits. So you definitely want to do that information. When you're selecting leave of absence and the COBRA status, there are some things that may be able to remain open. And so I don't suggest that you use those unless you're wanting to allow things to still come through the plan.
All right, it looks like another question that we have is, what is the difference between the available balance versus the cash balance?
Another great question. Your available balance is based on the annual election minus your paid amount to date, and your cash balance is actually based on the amount contributed to the account and minus the paid amount to date. So, you know, it's just giving you your available balance versus a pre-fund and your cash balance, what is actually in the account at this time.
All right, and it looks like the last question that we have is, how do you get our employees' contribution information?
Well, contribution information is really relevant for your FSA, dependent care, transportation accounts. And most of that information is based on reporting that we receive at the beginning of the year when you report your election information. So that's why I mentioned that it's important to notify us of any changes of your elections or updates, because that first reported amount is what we automatically populate in the system for the remainder of the year. And so if you need to make a change so that your account balance detail report matches, you would want to notify that of us so that we can get it updated for you. All right, so the very first question, they're just again asking, so full-time date or hire date. You're going to enter the hire date. So if you have someone that is originally hired as a part-time employee and then moves to full-time, when you're adding them into the BeneFLEX system, you're going to enter their original hire date.
All right, Ashley. That looks like that's all of our questions for today. So if you guys have any additional questions in the meantime, please go ahead and send them to us at info@beneflexhr.com or give us a call. Thanks for attending our session. Have a great day.